This video is a full example solve of a 7x7 aimed at intermediate cubers. Okay, now I'm going to do a 7x7 example solve. The first thing that I see here is probably the fact that I can use these three and these two to create a 1x5 like this. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. So on the red face, I'll just do F prime U wide R prime, like that. And then what I'm going to do is kind of use a T technique to build this inner 1x5 bar. So these two I can bring down like this. Then I'll attach this one to this one. And then finish off the inner 1x5 bar by doing wide R, U, wide R prime, like that. So that solves these two 1x5 bars. The next thing I see is that these 5 pieces on this front face can be made into a 1x5 outer bar and stored here. So I'll slice that up like so to create this 1x4 and then put that in there. Now what I'm going to do is make the next 1x5 inner bar. So I see these two and this one, like that. Move this one up and this piece as well to create this 1x5 bar. And I'm just going to slice it up so that I don't move this corner piece up here like this. So slice up like so. Next up, I see that I have 4 of my final 5 1x5 bar pieces on the front here. So probably what I'll do is slice up there, do a U2 and move them back down, and then move this one across and put it into the back like that. So that's our first center done. There's 5 more to solve. So here I don't really see any very good options at all. I see these two, which I can kind of use to create this 1x3, and I've got this one as well. So I guess what I would do there is just finish that off to create that 1x5 bar. Now I see that I've got this 1x3 and this one and this one. So I can pair them up like that and insert. Next up, I only see one of my inner 3x3 centerpieces. So probably what I'm going to go for is actually to build an outer 1x5 bar next. So I think probably I can go for this one, this one, this one, and these two. So pair these two pieces up, move them down like that, and then move those across and insert them. Next up, I've got this one, these 3, and this one, with which I can do something like probably I would move this one with those 3 and then insert this one like that and then put it into my orange center. Now finally I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centerpieces for my last 1x5 bar, and they're kind of in awkward positions, so it's not the best case. I can attach this one and this one and then do something like U2 wide L2 like that, and then finally attach that oblique piece and then insert it like so. And now I've solved the orange and the red centers. So after I've solved the orange and red, I'm looking for which center I'm going to solve next, and I see that I've got this 1x2, which I can kind of put down like this. And then actually after putting those two over there, I see that I can just insert this 1x5 like this, and then all I need to do is create another 1x2 to finish it off. So this is kind of annoying. I've got this one and this one. So now I've got this 1x2 and I can finish that off like so. Now the next thing I can do here is kind of use this T case. So I've got this 1x5 and this 2 by 5, what I'm going to do is look for 2 pieces which would line up here. And unfortunately I don't have that, so I'm going to have to create it myself, but I can do that by just using this one and this one. These green ones up here, and then just do R2, F, R2, like that. Move these across. Now next up, I'm going to create another 1 by 5 bar. So I've got these 2 pieces as well as these 3 pieces. So what I'm going to do first is just slice up to create this 1 by 3, and then create this 1 by 4, and then probably actually I'll just use this one to create the 1 by 5 bar like that and put it back down. Next up, I can attach these 2 first and bring them with this one. Next up, this piece, and then this piece. And finally, I've solved my green center. Now, after solving the green center, I do see that I've got this 1 by 3 line and this 1 by 3 line on yellow. So it's probably a nice idea here to start working on an inner 3 by 3. And I also noticed that I've got this 1 by 3, which I can attach to this 2 by 3 by doing a D2, U prime, R2, F2, R2, like that. And then now I've got this 3 by 3 block over here. I'm going to finish off this inner 3 by 3. So I've got this one, and this one. R2, U prime, R2, U prime, R2, U prime, R2 prime, like that. And next up, I'll create another 1 by 3 and put it over here. So these pieces, like so. And actually what I've got here is also another T case. So what I'm going to do is create a 1 by 3 like this, and then insert it, and now I've got a 4 by 5. So next up, this is not the best case. I've got this one here, this one up here, and these 2 corner centers, as well as this one. Probably what I can do is do something like U, small r, U, small r prime. Attach this one by doing wide r prime, U2, wide r, like that. And then insert it. Next up, on my last center, I'll just go ahead and solve a 1 by 5 bar. Doesn't really matter too much how I do it here. So I just use these 2. Next up is another 1 by 5 bar. So I'll use these 2 and this one. So these 4 and this one. And luckily enough, I have a 1 by 3 block like this. So I can just use small r, so 2 layer r turns, to pair that up with corner centers there, and then insert it. And next up, I see I've got these ones. Probably what I'll have to do is, I think if I do R U prime R prime like that, from that case, then I can just do a slice U prime, slice down. And what I'm going to do now is attach this one to these 2 by doing an M prime U2M. And then I can insert this and then do a commutator, so a block commutator with these 2 and these 2. And there I've solved all of my centered pieces now. So on to solving the edges. Again, there's nothing particularly fancy about the first 8 edges. I see these white and greens. So this one, and these 2. So I would probably insert that, slice it across. And I also see this final white and green edge piece. And probably how I would tackle this is insert this one into the back, slice across, flip this, and then do that double slice to solve these the white and green edge. Next up, there's really not much at all. And you kind of do want to avoid just starting from one piece and continuing on. So probably what I see is these blue and reds, so this one and these two and this one. So I can insert that, slice across, flip, and then slice back, and then insert this one, and slice across, and then to look for my final blue and red piece, I need to flip over the cube, and it's over here. So what I'll probably do is is insert it into the back there, like that, flip over again, and then solve it, because I kind of want to try and store my first 4 edges all on one face, particularly on the 7x7. So after those, I see these white and oranges, and I've got this white and orange and this white and orange. I can solve all those. Now I need to look again on the bottom face for my last white and orange piece, which is here. Insert that, and then continue storing on this face. I see that the blue and oranges are going to be okay. So I've got this blue and orange, these two, and this one back here. So I can do a kind of a U2 D prime, flip this in place, then bring this one across, then look for the final blue and orange edge, which is here. And I guess at this stage, probably what I can do is just do an R prime D R, like that, so that I don't have to flip over the entire cube, and then I can continue on solving my edge pieces. So I see now the blue and yellows are quite good. So I've got this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So slice that across, insert those, slice them, and then flip this middle one. Then I see that the red and yellows are going to be pretty decent as well. So this one, these two, and this one back here. Now I see that the orange and yellows, whilst they may not necessarily be that, I guess, efficient, I'm going to be able to solve them all pretty quickly. So what I'll do is use these. I can probably, actually probably what I'll do is slice that one across. I would try to avoid doing that inner slice move. I might do something like that. Insert this one, which brings this one out to the top. Slice that across, like that. Then insert this one into the back. And then slice across to finish. And lastly, I guess the white and blues are decent. So there's this one back here, and this one here. Take it out and restore our centers. At this point, I see that I've got these two green and yellows, as well as these two, and I can create 4 out of 5 of this fourth last edge by doing a slice, flipping that in place, and then slicing back. And now what I have is a situation like this where we've got these 4 and this one. So I can take out an unsolved edge, slice to create this, insert, and then slice back. And now I've solved that edge. I've only got 3 left to go. I see another thing that's going to be quite useful is, maybe at this point I would just go for solving the inners and then the outers. So for example, I've got these two, and these two, and this situation here as well. So I can take out this one from the back, slice across, insert, and then slice back. And then again, I've got this situation where I can flip it, slice, flip, and slice back. Now for my final 3 edges, I've got this one, and this one. Probably I would go for solving these green and reds first. So set those up, flip it across, slice, insert, slice back. And luckily for my final case, I don't have parity for the outer wings as well, which is nice. And now I've finished off the reduction, and I'll just go ahead and solve the 3x3 stage. So I'll do that. Do that quickly without too much explanation. Cool. And then we're done.